Hi, I'm Jonathan M0JSX, and previously we've looked at this, the TIDRadio or TIDRadio TD-H3. In fact, TIDRadio sent me two of them, one in black and one in this crystal colour. Well, they've been out with a new radio now, which, well, we're kind of going to spot the difference because it's very similar. This is the TIDRadio TD-H3 Plus, which has a few upgrades over this and still doesn't cost the world. Moving the radio to one side just for a minute while we have a look at what else comes in the box. Obviously I've already been in here to take out the radio, but a nice lanyard or wrist strap, a USB A to C cable, in fact a couple of them, another wrist strap, and a charger. Oh, and a belt clip as well. I will at some point actually put that on the radio, I just haven't done as of yet. I do tend to put my wrist straps and belt clips on my radios. I don't know why, you can see from the old H3, definitely both attached there. So let's get into this. This, as I say, is the talking at me. This is the TD-H3 Plus, which, if we look at it compared to the old one, well, it shares a lot of similarities, doesn't it? Really, that screen looks slightly changed, maybe slightly bigger on the new one, different font, but ultimately it's not too dissimilar. Same if we go into the menu system. Well, that's a big change actually. The menu has been, I have to say, I think it's been improved greatly over the old one with this new one. Everything split out into different categories so you can easily get to what you want to do. So you want to change something about the radio in general, well, that's under radio settings, something about the actual channel or frequency that you're on, well, that's in program channel, and then you've got these sections here, RX and TX sub audio, that's talking about CTCSS or DCS in there. The new radio has also retained the feature from the old radio in terms of Bluetooth programming, so you can use this radio with the OD Master app on your either iPhone or Android phone, and you'll be able to program the radio without any wires connected using its Bluetooth connectivity. I've tried it, it worked as well as it did on the old radio as well. Also carried over from the old radio is USB Type-C programming. So if we fold down the flap on the right hand side, we've got the standard K connector for either a speaker microphone or indeed a traditional old school programming cable, that still works. And there's also a USB Type-C socket, again programming the radio via that USB-C socket, again is supported, just a standard USB Type-C cable needed for that. Flip the radio over onto the other side because we've got sort of three buttons now. These top two, if you wanted to, can both be PTT buttons. Obviously on the front here, when we look, we've got two VFOs if you want, so an upper and a lower. You can have it so that the top PTT transmits on that top VFO, the bottom one transmits on the bottom, or you can set that button to do a whole host of different other functions if you want. One function that TIDRadio wanted me to bring you is that you could have that as a Bluetooth PTT button for use with the OD Master app and its associated network. In my experience, in my playing with this, I found it to be just a little bit flaky. I don't know whether that was me. It has been a little while since I attempted it, and I hope and assume that it's improved since. But the idea being here is you would be able to use your radio almost as a speaker microphone for that OD Master app connection. So you'll be able to talk to your friends wherever they are in the world, as long as your phone's got an internet connection, using the radio and using this secondary PTT button in order to use your radio via your phone through the internet. Obviously no actual RF, or so no RF at VHF, UHF involved in that, but a cool little feature nonetheless. And if we want to look at it as a form of communication, well, that's definitely going to work, isn't it? Some other features that are still in this radio that have been carried across from the old H3 is a wireless frequency copy. The legality on that I'm not quite sure, because I'm not quite sure what frequency it's using, but if you've got a couple of these radios and you've programmed up one where you can sort of almost beam the frequency data in one radio to a second radio without the use of any wires or apps, just using the radios, that's quite a handy feature. So not quite sure the legality of that and how much power it's using to do that, or what frequency it's doing that on. But hey, it's a cool feature nonetheless. The OD Master app also includes the ability to import nearby repeaters. So the OD Master app, much like things like Repeaterbook, is trying to maintain its own list of repeaters that you'll be able to seamlessly import into the radio using the app and bringing it into the radio's channel database. Another function is a SMS function. Again, if you've got a couple of these radios, you could do it over the RF. It's not using any kind of open protocol. It's not using APRS or anything like that. It's kind of a proprietary system. But you can either do it radio to radio, or you can do it via the app as well. The radio will, of course, transmit 5 watts on VHF and UHF, the 2 metre and 70 centimetre amateur bands, or thereabouts. It will also receive the aircraft band in AM. It will also do a much wider receive of VHF, UHF, all the way from sort of 136 to 174 megs. And then also for 174 through to 350, I'm reading off the screen here, and 350 to 400 megahertz. It will also do reception essentially on the 6 and 4 meter band, so 50 megahertz through to 76, and then the broadcast FM band at 76 to 108 megahertz. Oh, and then also, hang on, I've missed out here, 400 to 470 and 470 to 600. So a huge frequency range in terms of receive. Handy if you just want to take one radio out with you, that doesn't cost the earth. Speaking of cost, now the radio comes in 3 colours, so you can either have it in that black colour, you can have it in the same sort of crystal as I've got the previous H3 in, or a green colour. If you buy it directly from TIDRadio's website at TIDRadio.com, affiliate link left down below, it's cost $34.99 US, down from $60 US at launch. It comes in either 3 variants. You can either buy it unlocked, you can buy it in a amateur only mode, so then it will only transmit in 144 to 148 megahertz because it's time for the American market, or a GMRS version if you are in the States and wanted a GMRS locked version of this radio. You can though change that after the fact. So if you bought a ham version and then you wanted to transmit outside of the amateur bands, if you had a reason to do that, you can press a couple of buttons. I'm not going to show you how to do that. Instructions are online of how to change the mode of this radio. The hardware doesn't change between the 3. I realise I've also just forgotten to mention the battery, which we will just quickly do. It is exactly the same battery as the previous TD-H3. It is their model BP3. It's 7.4 volts DC at a capacity of 2500 milliamp hours and has the USB-C charging slot on the bottom. So you can charge the battery without it being connected to the radio, which is nice. So yes, back to price. We're a bit all over the place today. Back to price, $34.99 US from TIDRadio.com. If you wanted to buy it from Amazon in the UK, again, affiliate link left down below. If you are a Prime member, the price is £37.99. If you're not a Prime member, it's $49.99 at time of recording. There's also apparently a 5% promo code on looking on the website here. I don't quite understand that, but yeah, it takes your money, pays your money, takes choice of where you buy it from. Ultimately, it is a good radio. Only thing I have to do now is to hear what it sounds like. So as I do with all of these kind of audio tests, I'm going to transmit into my All-Star node, which is, I've enabled its parrot mode. So it's going to record and then just play back what I transmit into it. Just so we can get a feel, I'm only going to pick it up using this microphone in front of me here. Gives us an idea of what this radio sounds like in use. This is M0JSX testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. M0JSX testing. This is M0JSX testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. M0JSX testing. Sounds pretty good to my ear. So what can I say about this radio in summary? Well, if you're looking for a radio that doesn't cost the earth, that you can take on holiday, if you drop it, lose it, whatever, you're not going to necessarily be too upset about, well then, yeah, it's a great radio. The market now is awash with 5-watt radios, and there are some more behind me. So it's struggling, I think, to stand out amongst that crowd when there are other radios which might cost slightly more but perhaps offer a lot more functionality. Things like the VGC VRN76, for instance. However, if you wanted a radio specifically that you didn't have to use your computer to program because you wanted to use an app to program it, or if you are particularly interested in that kind of using the internet and maybe a friend of yours has already got one of these and you wanted to use that ODMaster app connection, then it's a good radio. If, however, you've already got a TD-H3, do you upgrade it? Possibly not is the answer. I don't think, if TIDRadio hadn't been so kind to provide this to me for review, and thank you to TIDRadio for doing so, I'm not sure that I would necessarily have upgraded from my TD-H3 anyway. But I have enjoyed playing with it. It sounds nice. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a kind of, if you strip it back and you were just wanting a pretty easy to use, the menu system is pretty easy to use, 5-watt, 2 meter and 70 centimeter radio, yeah, it does the trick and it works well. And it's nice that you can program it via Bluetooth. It's nice that you can program it via USB-C. It's nice that you can charge it via USB-C. It just works. And also, it's quite a nice size compared to other radios on the market. Things like, I mean, I know it's a completely other end of the spectrum, but the ID52, it is much smaller than that radio, for instance. And even things like the Retivis H1, it's significantly smaller than that as well. So I think it has a place as that small mini handheld. It does the job, and it does the job very well, and it sounds very nice too. Thanks very much for watching this video. So if you're interested in picking up one of these, there are some affiliate links in the description down below. All that's left for me to say is thanks very much for watching this video. If you've liked this video, there's a button specifically for that. If you haven't, there's another one that seems to work just fine too. And if you haven't already done so, please do click on that subscribe button and also click that notification bell, and you'll be told whenever I upload a new video. There's another video coming up over here that the algorithm thinks that you'll like next. Until next time, 73. Bye-bye.